This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, I want to talk about sugar alcohols. And I want to explain how, sugar alcohols, just like white, refined, highly processed sugar, is artificial at its true and proper core. And why this culprit that they put in whey protein, that they put in protein bars, that they put in ice creams, cookies, cakes, pastries, you name it, stuff that basically has a long life shelf, are not good for your health. Now, sugar alcohols is this newly trend sugar. I don't know whoever came up with it, but it was basically created out of a lab, a chemical lab, because, the thing is, it's man-made, it's artificial at its core to pretty much replace high fructose corn syrup. Because if there was this epidemic out there about high fructose corn syrup and how, that version of sugar, has created the epidemic of people having cancers, diseases, and all types of other health ailments, diabetes, and things of that nature. So, high blood pressure, the list goes on, et cetera, et cetera. So if you notice, there's been this famous, how should I say it, renaissance of products now saying it does not have high fructose corn syrup or no high fructose corn syrup. And it's because there's been a lot of flack and a lot of protests that's been put out there about knowing how detrimental that processed version of sugar can be, detrimental to your health. Here's the thing, sugar alcohols is just another variation of it. If you see, there's the thing that the masses don't understand, and that's why you have folks like myself here to preach and teach to you, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the truth behind things for what they really are. Show you, the wolf in sheep's clothing, show you who the culprit truly is. Ingesting sugar alcohols is no different than you ingesting, white, refined, highly processed sugar. It's no different. It's artificial. See, anytime you take something that's artificial, it's not natural. It's the opposite of natural. And me, I just like to use practical common sense. There's practical common sense, there's technical common sense, which is AKA semantic common sense, and there's detailed common sense. And at the root of it, I just use practical common sense because I have worlds of it, and it just tells me, like, sugar alcohols, that doesn't even sound right. Why would I ingest something that has that? That doesn't make any sense. And in the health community, there's so-called, people that prescribe to health, bodybuilders and, all these general folks out here that's promoting sugar alcohol, saying, it doesn't have the same detrimental effects on your health like sugar does. It doesn't spike your insulin level as much as sugar. Well, I'm here to, knock that misnomer down, and to let you know that is not true, and that is so far removed from the truth. And I'm going to say that again. I'm here to knock that misnomer and to tell you that it's so far removed from what we call truth. The reality is sugar alcohols, and I'm going to explain what it is. It's basically sugar and alcohol mix. There are 4 variations of sugar alcohols that they put, in today's foods that are on these, shelves of stores and things of that nature. Now, you have to understand, you have to look at the type of foods that sugar alcohols are in. Things like whey protein, that's supposedly supposed to be healthy for you, right? And I'm going to talk about that in another video, why that's just garbage and why you should not ingest that kind of stuff. Protein bars, that's supposedly supposed to be healthy. And I'm going to talk to you in another video why you shouldn't be ingesting that garbage. Things like ice cream, cakes, cookies, beverages. There's beverages out there that has sugar alcohols in it. Like we need to sit there and we need to ask ourselves, what is this sugar? Have we researched it? Have we and I'm not the only one that have seen that label, or right up under sugar, there's sugar alcohols. You know, what is it? It's an added version of the sugar. It's like added sugars. You know, what's on top of it? Some beverages or pastries or sweets and things of that nature has sugars and then sugar alcohols. They have the sugar amount, which is the highly processed white refined sugar, and then it has right up under it sugar alcohols. Even supposed health stuff, healthy foods have sugar alcohols in it. At its core, it's artificial. And the thing with sugar alcohols is it spikes your insulin. Oh yes, it does. I'm gonna say that again. It spikes your insulin and it brings your insulin level up. So why would you want to ingest garbage like that? You know, and that's the thing. Like, we need to stop being blind sheep, you know, being led by the blind. We need to stop acting like we don't do research and we don't take the time out to, you know, to show ourselves approved, you know, and understand that, you know, there are things out here that are trying to kill us before our times, that are trying to shorten our life expectancy. And why we don't try to live a more wholesome, natural, well-balanced, nutrient-dense diet type of approach of a lifestyle. You know, our health journey is something that we have to take seriously. You know, like, we have to guard ourselves up, man, and gird ourselves when it comes to our health journey. Like, we have to take this stuff seriously, and we have to ask ourselves, you know, is our health our number one wealth? It should be. It is for me. Is it that for you? So I'm here basically in this video, in this short video, to tell you, you know, to research sugar alcohols for yourself, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is a disastrous new variation of the high fructose corn syrup that they're putting in all of these different foods, that's ultimately going to lead to type 2 diabetes, cancers, diseases, and things of that nature, that's ultimately going to, you know, wreak havoc and destruction in a lot of people's lives. Please, folks, take the time out when you go to the store, read the nutrition facts, read those labels, man, and see what you're putting in your body. Don't just take whatever is there and just throw it in the shopping cart and say, oh, I want it, you know, it tastes good. Or if your child says, oh, that tastes good, mommy or daddy, you know, I want that. Like, educate yourselves and educate, because when you educate yourself, you not only know what's going in your body, but you also know what's going in your child's body. You know, that way, you know, you guys can live long and prosperous and healthy lives. You know, I'm here to feed the wisdom and knowledge to you folks out here, you know, and to the masses, because I care about you guys out here in these streets, you know, and I want to see folks living long, prolonged, productive, and healthy lifestyles and healthy life habits. But to do that, you have to educate yourself. You have to research. You know, there's a lot of peer-reviewed articles and peer-reviewed research out there that you can obtain that can tell you about sugar alcohols and how disastrous this variation of an artificial sweetener is to your health. Because that's what it is at its root. It's an artificial sweetener. And don't let nobody else tell you otherwise. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I feel like, you know, anytime there's these, you know, little quick new gimmicks or schemes that, you know, they basically process out of a lab, you know, out of a chemical lab to, you know, make it another variation of an artificial processed crap for you to ingest, you're going to have He Knows His Sport right there to be one of the first few to let you know what time it is. You know, I don't see nobody having a video out there about sugar alcohols, but I figured I'd put it out there because it was disturbing, even hearing from some folks in the health community. There's some YouTube videos out there. There's some people out there, you know, that's saying that sugar alcohols is a healthy alternative. No, it's not. And if you think that, then you're naive, and you're feeding naive information, ignorant information to the masses. You know, again, go research sugar alcohols for yourself, and you'll see that there's no difference between that sugar and the highly white processed refined sugars out there. This is He Knows His Sport. Checking out.